Hi friends, welcome back to Beat the Bookie. Ryan Nelson here for LACKS Lax. And I'm going to try to do something you haven't seen in a long time on this program. Be the third straight host to win you some money. Now, last week, a lesson a lot of us can learn from. Death, taxes, and Matt Fairfax being an absolute king. Mahalo to Big Y for earning this station a whole $8.62. Doesn't sound like much, but an admirable performance, especially for the wild weekend that was this year's Masters. On the season, though, BTB is almost positive. Morris and Dales are going to end up in the nursing home very soon, carrying this team of hosts, but I'm here to help carry the load. So let's strap on in, buckle up, and start with our games of the week. First, let's just rip the Band-Aid right off. Number 2, Virginia, and number 3, Duke. These two squads are basically tied for the best team in the nation with Notre Dame. And they're no strangers either. The Blue Devils got the best of the Who's the first time around, but, well, my pick this time around rests on one piece, Dukie's attacker, Brendan O'Neill. This dude is absolutely sick. 6 goals in the last matchup of these two teams, but then last weekend, a stinker against Notre Dame. You know what that means? UVA has the recipe to stop him. They know what they have to do, and if fully healthy, the Cavaliers will not just win, but they'll cover. I have $10 on them, -1.5. down on the road in Durham. And if Schellenberger, Cormier, and Dixon are everything they're supposed to be, Lars Tiffany will be smiling all the way home. Second big game, we got the Big Ten, and the two teams that are exactly what you think of when you think of the Big Ten, Maryland and Rutgers. The Big Ten this season has been an absolute slog, but after last week's antics, I cannot, with all my heart, pick Maryland here. I'll take $10 on the Scarlet Knights to cover as the dogs. John Tillman, your gloves may be the wrong color this weekend. Rutgers, they may not win this game, but every single conference game this season has been close. Expect this one to be no different. My final big game, and it's against two of my safety schools, Army and Cornell. Last time I was on this show, I was yelling Cornell until I lost my voice, and I am not going to stop now. Hammer Cornell -2. I absolutely adore this Cornell offense. CJ Kirst might be the best attackman in the country. 49 goals, 7 more goals than the next best player. And the Army defense may be good, but their goalie situation's still up in the air. Matt Chess came in as an injury replacement the last few weeks and has played well, but against Bucknell and Colgate. You're not in the Patriot League anymore. This is the Ivy League. $10 on Cornell -2 should be an easy cover for an electric offense against an unproven netminder. Now, the BTB producers are trying to undermine me at my own game. Hey, Jordan and Ethan, how many times have you sat in this chair and made more than $90 betting lacrosse? That's what I thought, friends. Now, I know you two love Maryland. It's still the Big Ten, gonna be a close game. And Army? Are you guys kidding me? Let's go back to that Army and Cornell game because I will never, ever get enough of the Big Red men's lacrosse team. This time, we're looking at that juicy 24.5 total. I understand, a barn burner is what everyone wants down in West Point, but you're not getting that. Don't let the rankings fool you. Army plays in the Patriot League, and now I love mid-major conferences more than the next guy, but it's no Ivy League. I like Cornell's defense to hold the fort down against Army, and this under will hit. I'll put $10 on that. Life isn't very long, so don't waste time betting the over in this game. Take the under, make some money. And you know what? I think the Ivy League and Big Ten lacrosse are pretty similar this year too. So let's put some money on another under. OHIO, the Buckeyes at Johns Hopkins down in Baltimore. And the line is 23.5, even lower than that last game. Now, as one of our presidents once said, read my lips. $5 on the under. Hopkins averages barely over 12 goals a game, and OSU averages just over 11. Now, listen to this. 12 plus 11 is 23. Which is bigger, 23 or 23.5? I trust you to do the math. Bet the under. Okay, how about we get to deciding which of these teams is actually better at lacrosse? The answer is the Blue Jays, obviously. They're favored by 1.5, and honestly, it's a tough line for me, but I'll give you a Ryan phrase of the day. Hot teams win lacrosse games. Now, I bet the Hopkins squad is a very attractive group of young men, but On the field, they're on fire right now. They've won 5 of their last 6, and the Buckeyes, they lost 6 of their last 8. $10 dues on the home team, JHU, to cover against OSU. Let's stick to the Big Ten, because that's a dang good Midwestern Conference. We're talking number 5 Penn State and number 15 Michigan. This is simple. Put $10 on PSU. The squad from Happy Valley is a top 20 defensive team with a litany of Nittany Lions who knows how to score on the other end. Michigan is still struggling to lock down their goalie of this year, and they're going to run into a buzzsaw in the offensive, physical, and dominant Penn State team. Let's head back out east. Patriot League action in the town that Ben Franklin built, Boston University hosting Loyola, Maryland. BU is a top 25 offense and defense, so they're obviously the better team, right? They probably are, but I don't care. I'm drawing on my grandma's driveway, so let's throw the chalk out the window. Give me $10 on Loyola plus 1.5 as the underdog, and oh wait, the dogs are barking underneath the desk right now. That can only mean one thing. They smell an upset brewing in Boston. $5 more on Loyola money line. Luke Stout in net is one of the best goalies in the country for the Greyhounds. 56 save percentage. Overall, this Loyola team may not look better on paper, but you know what they've done all season long? Upset better teams. Maryland, Hopkins, beat them. Add the Terriers to that list after Saturday. They're sniffing out and winning later today. Now to another dog of this week. This time, let's head to the north. Let's head north to the great state of Vermont. Shout out to Noah Searson, but he's going to want to plug his ears for the next 28 seconds. Vermont is undefeated in conference play and has won the last 2 America East titles. But there are some new dogs in town. The Bulldogs from Bryant. First team in the conference, and they know how to score. Jack Lossinger and Johnny Hackett leading the charge to an undefeated conference record. Both are top 25 in goals per game in the NCAA. I like the upset. $10 on Bryant, taking down the Catamounts. Dogs are better than cats. It's a story as old as time itself. Now, a parlay. $5 on this string of 4. Let's start Ivy, Brown, and Yale. The over will hit. It's a very high number, 29.5, but 2 good offenses, 2 bad defenses. Book it. I also like Cornell money line if you didn't already know that. St. Joseph's is only a 4.5 point favorite. I'll take them. And then finally, number 16 team in the country, Delaware, home of Joe Flacco and Joe Biden. They'll win by more than 4. It's an investment opportunity, almost $50 on this parlay to hit. Now, people always stop and ask me in the streets, is the weather going to be nice next week? When is Ben Spector finally going to ask me out? And of course, who is winning the men's lacrosse national championship? Now, I'm no psychic, but I'll try. It's very much up in the air. The ACC teams are pretty good. Maryland and Georgetown right on the doorstep. But if you want to know the answer, yell Cornell. $5 on Cornell to win the Natty. And I cannot wait to get the call from the producers the day after Memorial Day saying that I've broken the BTB record again. This is a complete team with the best offensive weapon in the country in CJ Kirst. The projected number 1 pick in the PLL draft in Gavin Adler on defense, a young and exciting head coach, all the makings for trophy winners. Let's take a look at my picks overall. A few of my favorites to point out. For UVA to cover -1.5, and how about a couple of unders in the Ivy League and the Big Ten, and some upsets down board as well with Loyola and Bryant to beat over Vermont. Finally, a big future, Cornell to win the national championship. That's all the time we have today on Beat the Bookie. And friends, it's been fun to be on your airwaves. I'm not ever sure if I'm ever going to put on this mic again, but for now, thank you to our producers and our technical director, the entire crew. Thank you for watching. Enjoy lax season. Have a blessed day.